Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Let's Talk is proudly presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. FrankWalkerLaw.com. Let the conversation begin on Let's Talk.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Lee with Let's Talk, and I have in the building, I got Miss Lisa Otey and Mr. Hollis Lewis.
Hello, hello.
And this has been a really interesting kind of I guess week prep.
Yeah.
Weekend, I guess, prepping for the show. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on, and trying to figure out where and how and what to do and what makes sense to even discuss. But one of the issues that I think that we have really kind of agreed all on, quarterbacks.
Especially one in particular. Can we make the case the oldest?
Yeah, the oldest for
Grandpa.
Sure.
Grandpa.
And hold up, and we're talking about Phillip Rivers. Interesting story. Did you know in his senior year, he graduated 2000 from high school. Did you know he was almost coming to GW?
No.
George Washington High School. He actually was here. His girlfriend, which I think is his wife, because she's the one he has like the 20 kids with. But his now wife, and I think girlfriend at the time, graduated from George Washington High School, and he was actually here on campus. He was, throwing the ball with Coach Edwards the year after I left. And for whatever, I didn't get the backstory, but he decided not to come. Or something happened.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh-uh.
I didn't know anything about that.
I mean, is this the year 2025, and we've got like 40-year-old quarterback? I mean, we've got Aaron Rodgers, who thought he would always be the oldest quarterback on the field in this season, and old man Phillips says, "Hold my grandchild. Watch this."
Oh, my grandchild. That is a bar. That's crazy, Lisa. Oh, my grandchild. Wow.
And
clip that.
And when you actually start to like take the serious approach to it about playing, what, 5 years?
He hasn't played since 2020. The COVID year was his last year.
Yep.
And I think he was with the Colts then.
Yes.
Colts then at the time.
Yeah, he was with them around that time.
Okay.
So does that explain why the Colts wanted him in particular rather than some? Because there's some other available quarterbacks that may be younger and more agile, but they chose him. I didn't realize he had that affiliation with the Colts earlier, like in 2020.
Well, I think he knew the playbook.
I was going to say that.
So that makes sense.
That would have been my thought process for them, because he would know a lot about the playbook and
the system.
And from what I understand, he was coaching high school football, and he was, whatever playbook they're running, he was running, quote unquote, the high school version of that.
Oh, wow.
He was running a similar system for the last few years as he was, coaching ball at the high school level. So I'm going to ask you both this question and to get your answer. So he's already done it. Okay, yeah. He's already done it. Do you think it was something worth? And when I say worth doing, because I look at it, I'm gonna give you my view, and then you guys can give me your views. Mm-hmm. I see that as major risk, and because as we will talk later about the number of injuries and the depth of some of those injuries. Where football is in the NFL, where football is in college, where it is in high school, injuries are the talk. Yeah. It is the talk. And now when you start to jump back into a uniform that you hadn't been in 5 years, and you want to go out and start like playing at that level, I just think it's like unbelievable, and it shouldn't be even allowed.
Well, I think here's what I think on that. Number one, quarterbacks can't necessarily they aren't getting hit like they used to be, right? So you really can't hit a quarterback, and that's whether after they throw the ball or anything like that. Number two, he's not a mobile guy, so he ain't going to get out here and run. So if he escapes the pocket, he's just falling for 2 or 3 yards. So he's not going to get out here and run. So and with the knowledge that he has with the offense, his processing speed appeared to be there. His stat line was he was 18 for 27, 120 yards. Not great, but really excellent for not 5 years.
I was going to say, when you start talking about being out of the league for 5 years and jumping back in
those
without
bad
nothing,
numbers.
those are not bad numbers.
One touchdown, and he had just that pick late when they were trying to come back, and he had his team in a position to win. So, after I thought about it, because I was thinking the same thing, like, is there not another dude that they could get? But with the nature of the quarterback position, this ain't necessarily bad. And I think specifically at the quarterback position, with how the rules are, we're going to see guys playing older and older and older. And those guys who can process what's going on and those guys who can sling it.
Yeah, and I also think that the coaches, the Indianapolis Colts coaches, were very conservative in their play calling for him. They ensured that he wouldn't be in a position. They played a lot of running plays. They called those, and very short passes, things that were quick that he could get off before the line could get to him. Yeah. So kudos to the coaching for doing that. The coaching staff. But also, I mean, I'm just amazed. Like when at first I switched over to the game. Of course, I was watching the Packers as well. And when I switched over, I was nervous for the guy. Like I was like sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, are they going to cart him off on an ambulance? Like one hard hit, because there's a reason why these guys go through summer conditioning, weight training, all those things. It's because they're going to be facing these other big guys. And that was a big concern for me, because we're at the end of the season, and these guys are in their prime right now.
But do you think it's an advantage because he hasn't been hit? He's his body is not beat up at this point. Do you think it's a little bit advantage of him coming fresh?
Still in a 44-year-old body.
Still in a 44-year-old body.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
I know what I feel like when I get up in the morning.
And he's already been beat up.
Yeah, but he had 5 years of recovery though. He has 5 years of just not getting hit.
Right. So I don't even know. I don't even know how many years I've had in quote recovery, but it does not feel like recovery.
And to your point, Lisa, he got sacked one time, and like I said, they threw 27 passes, but they had 29 rushes. Too.
Right.
Well, 30 rushes actually. Yeah. So the coaches were conservative. Yeah. They balanced it out. So I don't know, man. I think we're going to see this a little bit longer. Now, the controversy in this is Cam Newton.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
he's not happy about it.
But Cam, you can't throw the ball, bro. You're not good at throwing the football no more.
And he can't run. He can't scramble
run
now.
No more.
Oh,
them days is over. So, like, if you're not an elite passer, then your ability to play into your 40s is not going to be there.
See, his issue. To me, his issue is he's seeing him through his own eyes. Yeah. He's not really seeing where the game is, what he would actually, what his skill set actually could bring or can't bring to the game now.
But how could you not see that?
I think,
bro, I don't know a player who. If you ask me, well, no, that's not a fair. Because I was going to say, if you ask me if I could go out there and could I cover somebody, I don't even care if you put me in cover 3. I'm going to tell you no, because I just don't think I don't see it. And if you do catch it on me, I ain't trying to tackle you.
Yeah, but I think with Cam, I think we've seen the example, right? You've seen the athletic quarterback, Randall Cunningham, right? Mm-hmm. He came back. He had that second stint with the Minnesota Vikings. Mm-hmm. He was absolutely brilliant because he could throw the ball.
Yeah, right.
Michael Vick, when he had his stints with Philly and he had his stints with the Steelers, his athleticism went down, but he could sling the ball.
Throw the ball.
And accurately. Cam can't throw the ball. Them stints with the Patriots, he looked terrible. He literally doesn't have accuracy. So I don't understand what he's the extra quote running back in the backfield. That's exactly what he is. A phenomenal athlete.
Yes, he is.
And good quarterback.
But there's no way you're going to convince him to think he's not one of the greatest quarterbacks playing.
I mean, he was good in his time, but I just, his ability to throw the ball just isn't there. So nobody's going to call you.
Yeah, and I don't even understand the outrage. Like, I mean, he doesn't have an affiliation with the Colts like Phillip Rivers does. I mean, he knows the whole system. He knows the playbook. That's the biggest part of the reason they brought him back.
Sure.
Because they're at the edge, they're at the precipice of the playoffs if they can win a few games, and that's all they need. They need a quarterback in there that can keep their system going, and hopefully get their running game taking over some of the plays that he's not able to achieve in passing. That's what they need. They need him,
and that's true. And like I said, I wish him the best. I know those guys on the free agent list are pissed off right now. So you talked about injuries, and we've seen Patrick Mahomes had an ACL. Michael Parsons has an ACL. There was one other. Who else? Somebody else got a
Devontae Adams had a groin injury or a hamstring. But he's going to be okay. Yeah. But the two most devastating yesterday were definitely Patrick Mahomes and
Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
And when you start talking about Mahomes and you start talking about Kansas City, when you start talking about Mahomes out, I'm trying to figure out like who is in.
It don't matter.
No,
it don't matter.
They're done.
They can put Cam Newton there. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I just don't see.
They going back to Kansas City, bro.
There you go, Cam. Go knocking on their door.
Yeah.
And see, and then what bothers me or concerns me is, we had talked earlier. I think we had mentioned I don't know if we were on air or off, but back somewhere we were talking about Mahomes and even how long can he continue to scramble and get out of the pocket and do all those kinds of things? And now you have this.
Yeah.
Is this to me, I think this could be the beginning of or the change in where he is. As far as a pocket guy, he's either going to have to become more of a pocket guy than he's going to be a running guy, because I just don't know.
Well, I would say he does that out of necessity because they don't. I think what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to get him a running game. They're going to have to continue work the offensive line. But I thought, and again, this was prior to the injury, I thought them not going to the playoffs was actually a good thing because, I mean, when you come to Patrick Mahomes, he just plays so much. Over the last 5 years, they've literally either won the Super Bowl or been in the Super Bowl like every single year. Wow, and it's a lot of football.
Yeah.
Because I thought them not making the playoffs this year was a good thing. You could go, you could recruit, you would have an entire off season just to rest and get your body right. So I think, again, this, even with the injury, because he probably won't come back. ACLs are different now.
Yeah.
So they're back in 6 months. But if they're conservative, he might miss a couple games going to the season. So I think this is maybe a good time. I think this may be a good thing for him to rest and reevaluate. And they're going to have to figure out different ways to protect him.
Yeah, I just think it's so severe, though, the timing of the ACL injuries for both of those players. And what's wild, it was both in their left knee. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now, but Micah's was different. I actually witnessed that happen, and his was non-contact. I mean, he was totally.
I saw that.
And that's worse, probably.
Yeah, that was. That's not a good sign. And like you said, that they've come a long way in their treatment of ACL injuries and how they can. But still, there's a possibility, depending on the severity of the injury. They could miss part of next season as well. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on when they have surgery and what they get in there and find.
And how does that impact you mentally? Because you can't, and Hollis, you're aware of this. If you have an injury that's keeping you out, and then when you come back in, and let's say it's an ankle, let's say it's a knee, let's say it's an arm, you are a little tender with that kind of thing. Like you want to make sure before you make that first. I mean, because imagine. At some point in time, you got to take the snap, stick that leg in, set up to throw the ball.
Man, these dudes got the best doctors in the world. They got the best trainers in the world.
I
think they are. He'll be fine.
I believe you, but I don't know.
He'll be fine.
I don't know if the doctor can help me mentally.
I think he'll be and they got a sports psychologist for that too. Like literally, they got every tool
They've
imaginable.
got everything.
That he will be okay. And again, remember back in the day when you tore your ACL, they had to make that big incision, that big old scar.
It's not like that.
Now it's just like you may not even see the scar. So like I said, I think he'll be just fine. And like I said, I think this will be a good thing at the end of the day.
So for you, it's him resting.
He needs it. this is so much football.
Yeah.
When you're playing, again, you got a 17-game regular season, and then what are you playing, like 3, 4, 5 playoff games? Or you playing 4 playoff games every single year for the last 5 years? Not to mention college and what happened there. He's played a lot of football over the last 10 years because he's been successful. And we got to remember the same thing happened to Brady in the middle of their run.
Yeah.
Remember he hurt his knee?
Yeah.
I don't know if he tore an ACL, but he had a leg injury, and then he came back better. He had to adjust his training. And I think Patrick Mahomes, because he's such an elite passer, he'll be able to adjust his game. And I think you're right. He won't be able to. He's going to have to slow down on all the scrambling. They're going to have to help. They got to get pieces around Mahomes. You don't do that to that level of quarterback. You got to get back guys around him.
And part of that has just been because as years go by, as him playing at a high level, some of your old linemen are dropping off, and you're kind of holding on to that team that's taking you there. But man, hey, that guard may be too far gone already. Yeah. That tackle may be gone. And I mean, you may have to try to get some new guys up front.
Definitely.
If you're going to expect him to be the guy going forward.
And didn't we say that last year when they lost to the Eagles that he took some hits, and we said they need to work on that offensive line, and I think that's still an issue for them, isn't it?
But in addition to the offensive line, because I think they've been adequate, although they've been hurt. They need an elite running back.
Amen.
They got to get somebody to hand that ball off.
And you know what's funny? No one has really said that about them because of Mahomes.
Because of Mahomes, yeah.
And because of how he can throw the ball, how he can scramble and all that. But, man, you got to have which also means you have to have a line that can run block. Yeah. But there's no way you're going to have that great of a quarterback and not have a running back.
Dude, I would get that dude a fullback and a running back. I'm telling you, man.
He does. He needs help.
We need to make fullbacks great again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, get that dude a fullback and a running back.
We're going to have to make shirts, guys, with all these little sayings we're coming up with tonight.
You got to just be able to sometimes just go down the field and run ISOs on people and smashes and slams.
Here's the other question then, guys. I mean, you mentioned this. I'll allude to this, Hollis. 17 games. They play 17 before the playoffs even begin. And there was talk, I think, last winter of adding one more game with these international, making the regular season 18 games before the playoffs begin. So if that's the case, and we know money drives all of this, and it's a good possibility they'll do it because of that, do you think these catastrophic injuries they'll just increase because the more games you play, the more likely it is something's going to happen like this, correct?
There's no question
on your body.
There's no question that's going to take place. There's no question that you're going to get more injuries. And the problem is with the way the training is now, the guys they're stronger, they're faster, they're all of this kind of stuff. But the game is harder. The game is faster. The game is harder.
Sure.
It's all of those kind of things. And now you're adding games to these guys who are, I mean, imagine playing in a game today. Like, I can't even imagine the speed, the physicality of it. Like, I know it's way above where it used to be.
Right.
And now you're going to add games on top of that to make them play more? I
mean, think about this. This was week 15, correct? Was this week 15? If I'm not mistaken.
Not sure.
I think it was. I think we're finishing week 15 tonight with the Steelers and the Dolphins.
You just like saying that out there.
What?
Steelers.
No, I don't. And I think they've got two more regulars, like 17 games. So they have 2 more regular season games. I'm almost certain that's right.
It's week 15. You're right.
Yeah, that blows my mind. Like, the playoffs should start now. It's December. Like, they've been playing since August.
Yeah, that's a lot of games.
That's a long haul.
And you're taking and aren't they backing away from training camp? Like, it's less. Yeah, it's less days, less weeks. Yeah. So you're practicing less, and the game is bigger, faster, stronger, harder contact, and longer.
I just don't. Come on. But I don't know how you can, with football, again, you get hurt in practice too.
That's
I don't
true.
know how you add I don't know how you supplement the.
But you're saying taking away. We're going to take away practice and add on games.
Yeah.
Which do you think? I mean,
Where's
I get
the
it.
Likelihood you're going to get hurt.
The
I
game
see
is
what you're
the
saying.
game is the likelihood of where you're really going to get hurt. There's no question you can get hurt in practice. No question.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, you're putting me through these practices, and I'm sure that there's somewhere in the week there's contact. There's goal line, there's short yardage, there's all that kind of stuff. They got to have that kind of stuff that's live.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's got to have a little bit of it. And then you're going to come right back, and now you got to go that full game week after week after week after week.
How many buys do they get? Just one or two?
I thought it's two
It's
now.
two.
Is it two now?
I think it's two, yeah. But all that does, because, well, you're going to give me 2 weeks off, but am I practicing? Yes.
Yeah. Maybe not with the intensity. Well, it depends on your injuries, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are hurt?
We might start to see load management in football. I don't think you can do that.
I just think somewhere I think we have to stop and say, okay, let's truly look out for the athlete.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about injuries. We're talking, or the league itself. They're talking about all this, safety. We need to do this, but come on, we gotta actually. Safety is not playing. It's not doing something.
Right.
You got to give these guys some time off. You can say, oh, well, they're off all after the football season.
But anymore, that's not that much time.
It's not really that. It is not.
And they're going to train during that time.
Absolutely.
To keep in shape.
A lot of guys are staying in the city that they play in.
Right.
And going to the facility, working out every day. And
they don't get much of a break
No,
now.
they don't.
I mean, you think about the Super Bowls played in February. I mean, then they turn around and they're in summer practice in what, June?
June, yeah.
So, I mean, that's not that long of a break, especially for a game as physical as football. I mean, it's just, the hits that they have to take week in, week out, the athleticism it requires, all of it. I mean, it's a very physical game, and it's hard on your body, I would think.
And
you know that.
Yes. And let's think about it this way. For all of the things that have changed for the better, okay? For all of the things that they're implementing to change for the better for the player. Here we are, still looking at week after week, injury after injury. So
it's crazy.
Is it effective? Whatever that is that they're doing, whatever they're trying to do to make the game safe, are they doing it?
Well,
does it look like, oh, you know what? This might work. Is there something out there that might work? See, to me, I don't see it.
I do like the fact that they have the helmets now. It's not required, but I mean, you can wear the helmets that are protective of concussions.
Why wouldn't you make that?
Well,
why wouldn't you make that mandatory? Why wouldn't you make that mandatory?
To me, I would think that would be mandatory. But I mean, I guess the players complain about vision, and they are large. You've seen,
but those can be fixed.
I would think so. I mean, and if it's something that reduces the number of concussions, in a season, they probably need to look at that. I mean, the players that choose to go that route, see if there's a comparison, between the numbers of people that don't wear the helmets versus the people that do. I mean, there's got to be a way they can figure that out. But, I mean, other than that, well, in the quarterback, they've kind of put things in place so that the quarterback can't get blind. Like, Hollis said earlier, they can't be hit as frequently or as intensely as they were in the past with the rules and penalties that they've implemented. But other than that, I don't know how you do it without changing the foundations of the game.
Well,
the game is hitting.
Yes, the game is hitting. And to any rule about hitting doesn't impact or doesn't change the reality of a knee injury. Because a knee injury, you could plant the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's what happened to Michael Parsons.
Yes,
yeah.
You can plant the wrong way, and unfortunately, you torn your knee out.
Yeah.
You could get hit, but once you once the concept of the injury and the amount of time it's going to take to get back, the amount of money you have vested in that player, is it really worth, like, is it worth, I don't even know how to say it. I don't, like, to me, like, I don't see it being okay that we're not doing every potential thing possible. Why are your cleats sticking into the turf? Why are we not looking at the shoes? Are we not looking at, whatever type of shoe, the equipment,
everything?
If you're doing this, you're putting this extra piece on your helmet to keep yourself from getting a concussion. Yeah. Which is, for sure, I would say the deadliest piece of it. Why is that? If you think it helps a little bit, why is that not mandatory? I'll go back.
Yeah, and you also have to remember this is a business, and businesses are about money. And if players complain that they can't compete to peak performance wearing certain things during the game, it's going to make it less entertaining. I mean, I think, the part about the helmets, they're allowed. They're not mandatory.
Right.
They are, it's your choice whether to wear them. And most players choose not to. So there must be something to that affects their plays. The only thing I could figure out, because why would you not want to wear something that protects you from potential head injury? It's going to be very difficult for a player to step forward to do something, quote, for safety. I as much as I would want to wear that, I would not wear it until somebody else made it okay to wear. Do you feel like the coaches have a problem with it? I
think it's a player thing.
Like a peer pressure
thing. Like I'm not going to wear that because am I really playing the game if I got to wear that hat? And what am I scared of?
Yeah.
Your future.
Right. Absolutely.
and you don't
being able to walk and talk in the future. I mean, we know what the ramifications are of too many concussions. It's CTE.
Yes. And to me, I can't even understand why. Well, I do understand why they won't allow former players to come in and have these conversations about, let's just say, a player who has been impacted by CTE, but it's still, still manageable.
Right.
Him saying why he believes that extra piece of equipment for the helmet would be safe, would be worth it before you get to, so you don't get to my situation.
Right.
I think that makes sense. That would make sense to the player.
Right.
Because if they see.
Why wouldn't that happen? I mean, there's got to be a reason. There's always a reason for everything the NFL does.
Let's just
usually monetary. We know that.
There's no
Are they
real
more
reason.
expensive?
I don't think so. They're not. It's not like it's going to break
the budget.
Yeah. But why wouldn't you practice in them?
Oh, for sure.
If nothing else, that ought to be mandatory for practice.
The only thing I can think of, Carl, is just looking at them. That they're very big. And they look heavy. Probably not heavy.
They're not heavy.
They
look
heavy. They look heavy.
But again, it's the first look. Yeah. It's the first making of them. So you know how that by the time we could get
they'll get streamlined.
They'll get streamlined. But still, if it's going to help me, if it's going to protect me, and it's going to keep me from getting to a situation, that I feel where I'm heading,
right?
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from a fan standpoint, I know what they do, but I also know what they look like, and I know the memes that I see on social media, right. And they do the little alien memes, with the one with the big head, and Aaron Dobbs, I think from Green Bay wears one. He wears it every single game that they play.
And he's smart, and he's probably one of the smartest players because he is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure of that. I mean, he plays. It doesn't affect his play. It doesn't seem to anyway. But I think it's probably something they have to get used to. I mean, I'm sure the whole vision thing, the way that it's designed, I'm sure that it affects the field vision and the way you move.
It doesn't, but it really doesn't come down over the face mask.
Have you worn one before?
No, but I've seen them.
Okay,
and they come to the top of the.
I was just curious if you ever tried one on.
No, I haven't tried one on.
If you ever get an opportunity, do it because I want to know.
I can probably try to see it at the high school.
They have those at the high school
I'm
level?
sure somebody has one.
Okay.
And so, if nothing else, seeing how it fits on them and where the protection actually is. But it's from what I have seen, though, it is the top of the helmet.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah,
but I just wondered how they fit because they look awkward. I'm just gonna. Most fans would say that.
I would think like they would come off.
Yes, maybe.
But I've never seen one or heard of anyone coming off.
Yeah.
So I don't know I don't know what keeps it on.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I've never seen anybody have a problem with it.
That's something we need to explore. I mean, I think we need to look a little deeper into that because I'm like you. I think most players. I mean, if it keeps your brain safe, I don't know where it's there's no question about whether to wear it or not.
Because what we know for a fact is the helmet is not. The helmet is not protecting you by itself.
Right.
That's there's no ifs, ands, and buts about that.
Yeah.
The helmet is not going to protect you from anything but something current, like you get knocked out, get dizzy, or whatever, which is a start to a future.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that if you want to protect your players, absolutely. This is something that you probably need to require. I'm just curious why players don't wear it. I mean, other than, that there's got to be some reason why you would choose not to do it.
I think it's not cool.
Okay.
That I really do.
Maybe so.
I just think that.
I mean, Aaron Dobbs does not look cool in that helmet. I mean, believe me, I love him to death. He's a great player, but he stands out.
And I'm trying to think: does it come down past the
it's just
logo?
Big.
Yeah, but does it come down past the logo?
I would have to look at an image, but I mean, it's just awkward. It's just an awkward look.
Yeah, and again,
you're right. You can't be cool in it, probably.
No, there's no cool. You can put the towel wherever you want it and all that kind of stuff. You got that on your helmet.
Big
you're
head,
not. You're not.
It's not doing things for anything. It's not doing anything for anybody.
It's not going to help you. So, all right. Well, let's take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Let's Talk with Carl Lee is presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. FrankWalkerLaw.com. Comment on episodes or suggest topics at our Facebook page. Search for Let's Talk with Carl Lee and remember to like the page to become part of the conversation.
Let's face it, bad things happen to good people. Seriously injured in a car accident, trucking accident, injured in a grocery store, or even wrongfully arrested or falsely accused of a crime. Life happens, and when it happens to you, you will need sound legal advice and aggressive representation. That's when you call attorney Frank Walker at 304-413-0179. That's 304-413-0179. Lock it in your phone, text it to a friend. 304-413-0179. Or visit online at attorneyfrankwalker.com.
Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta work, grind, shine, it's mine. Gotta show everybody it's my time. Getting here, you gotta work, grind, shine. Never mind who talking down, cause they lying. Don't talk, you gotta work.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Carl Lee. Let's Talk is proudly presented by attorney Frank Walker. Real talk, real experience, real results. FrankWalkerLaw.com. Let the conversation begin on Let's Talk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and Lisa, I think we're gonna change topics.
Let's change directions.
Okay.
Let's do it. So let's talk a little bit about the Heisman that happened over the weekend. So, Carl, and I know you have some strong feelings. You've kind of voiced to me about the type of players that are usually in the final group to be chosen, but we'll get to that in a minute. But right
You're
now,
holding me back.
I'm holding you back right now because this is a story that kind of developed during the Heisman and after the Heisman. Of course, we all know that Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, he was chosen as the winner. And rightly, I think most people expected that. Did you expect it, Carl? Not really?
Not really. Not
okay.
really.
Okay. Why?
Quarterback. Quarterback.
Well, yeah, he is a quarterback, and he led his school to the Big Ten, championship and conference game, or the championship conference game. He also won he's in the national championship playoff.
Yeah.
So I think that's deservedly so. But Mr. and let me find his name here, Diego Pavia, I think I said it wrong, right? I don't know if I said it right or wrong.
Well,
Pavia.
I've got no chance to help you. So.
All right. He didn't seem to think that he was deserving of it, the award. Actually, during the actual ceremony, a lot of people called his behavior classless. They said he sat there with headphones on during the whole thing, and he was generally exhibiting, they said, arrogant behavior. And then here's the kicker. After he was so upset that, I guess because he didn't win and Fernando won, he decided to take to Instagram, and he went on this rant and basically said, he posted, and I'll do the G version for all of our audience and you, F all the voters, emoji thumbs down. That was his message to social media. So, of course, people were talking about that. But the part that I thought you would really like was the voter ballot oddity. And that was when there was a sports writer who took it upon himself. His name's Mike Wilson. Instead of going with the finalists and voting them in order the way that he saw fit, he did like a write-in. And he wrote in Ohio State safety Caleb Downs as his pick. Now, I thought you'd like that because it's a safety,
yes.
okay? Because I know what you. So what are your thoughts about the Heisman every year?
I am so tired of quarterbacks.
I knew it.
I am so tired of quarterbacks winning the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
They have either a receiver that they're throwing it to. They have a line that is blocking for them.
Mm-hmm.
They have a running back who is getting the ball, or gets the ball every so often.
Mm-hmm.
That it's to me, the Heisman should be the quarterback award.
Sure.
And leave it there. And if you're going to do that, you need to create an award for D-line, O-line, receivers, D-backs, kicker. Everybody has a quota Heisman.
Right.
By position.
Yeah.
Not the whole line, but a lineman, a receiver, a running back, a quarterback.
And I understand completely what you're saying. But here's where we are, okay?
Okay.
This is college athletics, and this is history. This is tradition. We all know right now in college football, we're grabbing onto anything in tradition that we can with the way the NIL's taking over, portal. Right. We want to keep some pageantry, and they're not going to do that. The Heisman is always going to be the Heisman, and more than likely it's going to be a quarterback. But I understand where you're coming from.
So, okay, here's my concern with the quarterback and it being the quarterback only.
Mm-hmm.
He's protected by 5 guys.
Right.
To be able to throw the ball.
Absolutely.
He has receivers who are catching passes and catching touchdowns that go to him as credit. And because of all of everything that he does, he has someone on the other end being part of that. Now, so why can't I be the receiver and he's thrown me the most balls and I have the most touchdowns of the team in the conference,
right,
in college? why am I not part of the selection committee? Like, why would my name not be there?
Yeah.
But his name's there.
Well, I mean, I think Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith would agree with you because the quarterback from Ohio State was actually a finalist and he wasn't, and he was catching the ball for him. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you have a legitimate gripe, okay? But here's the other side of it. I do think it's a possibility. And when we saw Randy Moss, he was a receiver at Marshall, a small school. But the problem is the receiver has to work way, 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 way harder, inflated numbers. They have to really, really go above and beyond to be nominated compared to a quarterback.
Yes.
I mean, I think the quarterback has to work hard. Don't get me wrong.
But he's notable.
He's notable. He already has his name out there, right? Because of who he is.
Yes.
And, you know, when you see the highlights of the college football games, it's going to be focused on the quarterback. He's the leader of the offense, you know, the whole offense. But a receiver really has to do phenomenal things in order to have a seat on that stage Heisman night, in my opinion, because their name's not out there as frequently.
Right. The change of the game has taken the running back, has taken the tailback out of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now that everybody throws the ball more so than they run it, the running back guy that's back there now is never going to have a shot to win a Heisman. He can be the best back in the country.
Well, who was the last running back to ever win a Heisman? Was there one? I mean, I'm sure there was somewhere along the line, but I don't know. I don't remember who.
How does a lineman win?
Oh, that's out.
How does a D lineman has to? Okay,
It's
so
always offense.
Yes, it's always offense.
Yeah.
So the defensive lineman who has the most sacks in college football,
right,
is a first-round draft pick, or is going to be a first-round draft pick. Why would he not be consideration? He's beat everybody's line.
Right.
And he's leading the country in sacks. He's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Why is he not even in the conversation?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I just think it's part of the tradition of the Heisman that they focus mostly on quarterbacks. Occasionally an outstanding running back or an outstanding receiver, but not as frequently as quarterbacks. Just like I said, it's because their names are out there, and the receiver and the running back have to work twice as hard as the quarterback to even get considered for a Heisman nomination. And it's not right.
And they make the quarterback.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't have a receiver that can catch the ball, you're right. I mean, they're not putting up the numbers.
And then,
are we agreeing?
I think we are.
Oh my gosh!
It might be the first
Somebody
time.
write it down here.
It might be the first time.
I may not get a pink slip tonight.
Yeah,
this is exciting.
You might be back
for me.
next week.
Oh my gosh!
Maybe it's over Christmas. It's the Christmas feel.
It's Christmas spirit.
Yeah, I think you either have to create an award. I don't care whose name's on it. For linemen, an offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
I think they do, don't they? Some type of award, but it's not nearly as publicized.
But you have to publicize it as a Heisman.
Yeah, the same type of ceremony.
And I don't even care if you say it is a Heisman. Who wins the Heisman
falls
Trophy?
Under the umbrella.
Yes, it falls under that umbrella.
Okay.
And to me, that's only fair.
But then it kind of diminishes the actual Heisman, and they're not going to do that.
See, I don't think that. You being the best quarterback to me, you being the best quarterback in the league, how does that make you any better than the best DN?
I say, okay, I like what you're saying. I totally agree. But maybe they could take there's like 5 candidates, right, for the Heisman that sit on the stage and they pick from those 5. Maybe they make it a point that there can only be one quarterback. There can only be one wide receiver. There can only be one running back, one defensive lineman, whatever, so that you cover most of the positions that are played on offense and defense.
I would be fine with that because you'd be surprised of the number of people who might vote for that defensive lineman.
Exactly.
Or vote for that running back or that receiver or offensive lineman.
Instead of having a bunch of awards, which to me would diminish it, just make sure that the categories that you have to hit all of the different offensive and defensive positions to award the Heisman to. Because you could look at those quarterbacks, like let's just, like the other night with Indiana's Fernando Mendoza, they knew he was going to win over the other quarterbacks. So why not just nominate him and then nominate 4 other positions and pick from all 5? Just kind of like what that writer did, writing in his own person.
Yeah. I would be okay with that. Because to me, you can't. Okay, and I'm just going to go back, and I don't even know who all came out into that in that same era. I'm going to make the case Reggie White in college.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to tell me that there was a better person to get the Heisman than him. You can make the case. Oh, he was better in at the professional level.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a number 1 pick.
Right.
So. I mean, you start looking at those type of guys who came out, first-round players who are NFL Hall of Fame guys who were crazy good in college, but they can't get that. There's no chance for them to get the Heisman because it's stuck on the offensive side of the ball most of the time.
It is.
And at quarterback.
It's flawed.
It is. It's totally flawed.
But it's tradition, and people don't want to give that up. Like I said, we've given up so much with college football as far as like the pageantry, the tradition, with all of the landscape and the wild, wild west of the NIL and the transfer portal, that people want to hold on to something that has existed and hasn't changed. In my opinion, that's part of it.
I don't think that we're changing. I don't know if we're changing the Heisman. And again, I understand the positional type is probably too much.
Right.
But offense and defense, and again, you still can't. You think
the positional, the idea that I had's too much? Really?
No. Well, I'm just saying that
they won't go for that.
Yeah.
But baby steps. Maybe you do.
Well, I was going to say that's where I was going to go. I was going to say, okay, so
but they don't want to give 2 Heisman. That they're not going to. There's only the one trophy that they give anyway.
I can only be so good at corner, okay?
Yeah.
Compared to quarterback, right? Like I can only knock down so many balls.
It's like comparing apples to oranges.
It is.
You can't.
It is. It's impossible. There's no position that is more standout than the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And
that's who they talk about on SportsCenter
all the time.
I mean, when they focus on College Game Day, they focus on the quarterback. He's the leader.
As soon as they say the school, they go to the quarterback.
Sure. I mean, that's just the way it is, but that's the way it's always been.
But
you're just a better defensive player is over there. You just wish you'd have been nominated for the Heisman when you were at Marshall. Well, it's all coming out now, Mark.
I am. Yes,
Mr.
I am
Marshall.
I'm a bitter defensive player.
I'm kidding.
But I am a bitter defensive player. Not because I feel like I missed anything, but I think that defensive players,
they don't get credit.
They don't get credit.
I agree.
We talk about them all the way through the game.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as the awards start showing up, they're gone.
left out.
Yeah. Because everybody wants a bunch of points. Everybody wants to throw passes, throw touchdown passes, and all those kinds of things.
That's what viewers want to see.
Yes.
They want the exciting offense. I mean, that's kind of why they watch football. They're defensive games. They are to me. I love defensive games. I think they're fun to watch.
Yes, I agree.
But a lot of people, that don't really fundamentally understand it, think it's, they think it's boring.
Do you think if there was a defensive and I'm sure there's like a defensive player of the year. I'm sure there's
there's some kind of a name for it. There's an award, for sure. But I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, and unfortunately, everybody knows the Heisman. So why wouldn't we know a defensive award?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just not publicized.
It's just not the same.
They don't focus on it.
Because if you're a Heisman winner, you're the best player in college football, and you could be the best quarterback. But
that leaves out a lot of other players that are good at their craft.
I could be the best corner. And I might not just be the best corner. I might be the best corner by a lot.
Yeah.
I might be the best D lineman by a lot. I might be the best O-line by a lot.
Yeah.
And there's like nobody else. I have to assume in Reggie White's year coming out of college, he had to be the most outstanding player as a defensive lineman
sure.
ever.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
he was...
And how does he,
Wasn't he called the Minister of Defense?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that was his nickname. He was great.
And how do you not get those kind of guys? How do those guys not get national awards? Where are the national awards for college football that I think?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do one.
Well,
You can't really do one, and if you do some other ones, they're not notable.
Well, I think if enough people like this college football writer, like I spoke of earlier, Mike Wilson, kind of shows his dislike of it and kind of writes in his own people, on the ballot, maybe things will change. People will look at it and pay attention. He did put down a safety. So that's in your favor.
Yes,
I mean, that's a defensive player. And maybe that was his way of saying, hey, we need to give these defensive guys a look just as much as we do the offense.
Absolutely.
And it's only fair.
Yeah, because as soon as you start the season, who are we talking about? All the quarterbacks.
Well, and they've already kind of got the person, like really and truthfully, if the Heisman Committee had what they wanted, you know who they would have had. The Manning.
Yes.
Boy, and that was the one. What's his first name?
I can't
it slipped
think
my
of,
mind.
yeah.
I should know it. It'll come to me in a minute. But that's really who they had. That was the chosen one, and it didn't happen the way he didn't follow. The script wasn't followed the way it should have been.
And how many years does he have left?
I don't know.
Is
it junior?
2 or 2, maybe.
We'll look it up.
Okay. Well. Do you think he will go through college football without the possibility of getting that award?
I mean, I think his dad would probably be more disappointed than he would be. He's being paid well, and I don't think he's hurting for attention. Put it that way.
No, but I think I do think the Heisman.
Oh, it's prestigious.
It's something that I think if I'm a quarterback that I'm thinking that I'm out there to get. I'm trying to go get that.
It's Arch Manning. How did I not remember that? Okay, so he is.
I played with Archie. I guess the granddad. I guess.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Let's see. He's not going to the NFL. He's returning to the University of Texas for the 2026 season.
Yeah, I think
so. Maybe next year, if he has a better year, he'll get it. But he's expected to be a top prospect for the 2027 draft. So he still has another year of eligibility, and he's going to play it out, which he should.
Yeah.
I mean, now if he'd have had a better year this year, that might have been a different story. Whether he stayed,
and I'm not 100% sure that he's going to be as good as the Mannings have been.
I mean, toward the end of the season, his game improved. It definitely improved with time, but I'm not sure. I'm like you. I'm not sure if he's at that level that the other Mannings have achieved.
They've been,
I mean, they're phenomenal.
They have been great. And if he is that, then that is an amazing family tree.
Oh my gosh.
Of quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you ever watch the Manning brothers when they do their broadcasts, like on, I think it's Monday night, maybe Monday Night Football? In fact, they'll probably be on tonight. They're hilarious. You should check it out. If you get tired of the game, if the game gets kind of out of hand,
Well, the funny thing is, like, Archie was the dad.
Uh-huh.
He played a year with us in Minnesota. He was always, he was, never, I would say serious. He was always
Is that where they get their sense of humor?
I guess. Because he was always kind of just cool, just laughing, smiling, and no pressure. Like he didn't carry any pressure. Because I think quarterbacks got hurt. He got into the game, and he went in like it was just
okay.
Yeah, this is my time. I'll do what I got to do.
Yeah,
and for all intents and purposes, he did a great job.
Yeah. For what his role was.
For what his role was.
Yeah.
And again, that's just a crazy family that's like, I don't even know how that talent is just.
Yeah, and they're just so witty.
Yes.
Peyton and Eli are just, they're funny to watch.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I think we've covered everything.
I think we got about everything out. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet if we're going to have a show next week.
What?
I don't know, because we're getting into Christmas.
Yeah. I'm
so
not
we have
sure.
to figure
we'll
that
have
out.
to figure that out.
But if we do, we will wish you Merry Christmas then.
Yeah.
But if we don't, we're going to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from us today.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys so much. So thank you, audience. Happy holidays.
All righty, we're out of here.